My name is Ruksar and I am going to teach you maths. Let's begin with the chapter fractions. What do you mean by fraction? See here. We have a pizza which is divided into 6 slices, and out of which how many are removed? Out of 6 slices, 2 are removed. So this can be expressed as 2 by 6. These type of numbers are known as fractions. What is the definition of fraction? Fraction, it is a part of a whole. Fraction is a part of a whole. For example, see here, we have a pizza which is divided into how many slices? Yes, 4 slices. And out of which one is removed. Someone has taken 1 slice. Then we are left with 3 slices on the plate. And the fraction of the pizza which is left on the plate is 3 by 4. Why? Because we are left with 3 slices out of 4. The fraction for this is 3 by 4. Can you tell me what is the fraction of pizza which is removed from here? Yes, it is 1 by 4 because 1 slice is removed out of 4. And the fraction for this is 1 by 4. Parts of the fractions. See here. We have a fraction 1 by 8. Fraction is made up of 2 numbers. A number above the line and a number below the line. A number above the line which represents part of a whole is known as numerator. And a number below the line which represents the whole is known as denominator. Here we have fraction 1 by 8. Our numerator is 1 and our denominator is 8. Let's see some more examples. We have a fraction 2 by 5. Here our numerator is 2 and our denominator is 5. And in this fraction 3 by 4, our numerator is 3 and our denominator is 4. Fractions in our daily life. Do you know if we use fractions in our daily life? In grocery shop, the quantity of items which we want to buy is represented by fractions. For example, half kg of tomatoes, which is represented by fraction 1 by 2. And 1.5 kg of sugar, which is represented by fraction 1 by 2. In kitchen, if I want to prepare a cup of coffee, then I will use 1.5 teaspoon of sugar and 2 spoons of coffee. They are nothing but fractions. When you are telling time, when you look at the clock, you will know that the quarter passed. It is represented by fraction 1 by 4. And a half passed, which is represented by fraction 1 by 2, and so on. When we cut an apple or any fruit, then we take a piece of the whole, and the piece is represented by fractions. See here. Each apple is represented by a fraction. Here this apple is 1 whole, means we don't have to cut this apple. And the denominator tells us how many equal parts the apple will be cut into. Here we have 1 by 3 for this apple. It means we have to cut this apple in 3 equal parts. And for this apple we have fraction 1 by 2. It means it has to be cut in 2 equal parts. And see, For this apple, we have fraction 1 by 4. We have to cut this apple in 4 equal parts and its one piece represents the fraction 1 by 4. So like this, we use fractions in our day-to-day life. Fraction as division. Suppose we have 5 apples and we have to distribute them between 2 children. Then each one of them will get 5 divided by 2 apples, which is represented in terms of fraction as 5 by 2. See here also 9 by 7. It is a fraction which is represented in terms of division as 9 divided by 7. And here also we have a fraction 3 by 11, which is represented in terms of division as 3 divided by 11. So, fraction can be written in terms of division. If division is given, suppose 9 divided by 7 is given, then you can write it in terms of fraction as 9 by 7. Thus, every fraction can be written as division and every division can be written as fraction. Next is types of fractions. We have 3 types of fractions: proper fractions, improper fractions and mixed fractions. Let's begin with proper fractions. See here, we have an example 1 by 3. Here our numerator is 1 and our denominator is 3. Numerator 1 is less than the denominator 3. And in fraction 5 by 8 also, our numerator 5, which is less than the denominator 8. These types of fractions are known as proper fraction, where numerator is smaller than the denominator. The definition of proper fraction is a fraction in which numerator is smaller than the denominator is known as proper fraction. For example, 1 by 3, 5 by 8, so on. What do you mean by improper fractions? See here. Improper fractions are the fractions in which numerator is greater than or sometimes equal to denominator. Here in example 7 by 3 is a fraction where numerator 7, which is greater than denominator 3. And in fraction 4 by 3 our numerator 4, which is greater than the denominator 3. These are the examples of improper fraction. Mixed fractions. These are the fractions consisting of a whole number and a proper fraction. For example, see here 3, 5 by 7. Here whole number is 3 and a proper fraction is 5 by 7. Why? Because our numerator 5 is less than the denominator 7. It is a proper fraction. So, the sum of whole number and a proper fraction is known as mixed fraction. And 2, 4 by 9 is also a mixed fraction. Next concept is like and unlike fractions. See here, we have a square which is divided into 4 equal parts, and out of 4, one is shaded with blue. Now we have to represent this shaded portion by a fraction. 1 out of 4 is shaded, therefore the fraction is 1 by 4. Here 2 out of 4 part is shaded, therefore the fraction is 2 by 4. Just observe the fractions here. See the denominator 4 and 4. If the denominators are same, then they are like fractions. Like fractions are the fractions where denominators are same. See, 1 by 4, 2 by 4. Their denominators are same, hence they are like fractions. Unlike fractions. See here, 1 by 2, which is representing the shaded portion of the circle, which is divided into two equal parts. And 2 by 3 is a fraction which is representing the shaded portion of the circle, which is divided into 3 equal parts. 2 out of 3 is shaded. Therefore, the fraction is 2 by 3. Here the denominators are different. Hence, they are unlike fractions. Fractions with different denominators are known as unlike fractions. Hope the concept is clear. Let's move to solve some more examples here. Now you have to represent this shaded portion by a fraction. See here. Here we have a square which is divided into 4 equal parts and one of them is shaded. And the fraction for this shaded portion is 1 by 4. 1 out of 4 is shaded. What about here? In the second square, 2 out of 4 is shaded. Therefore, the fraction is 2 by 4. And in third square, 3 out of 4 part of a square is shaded. And the fraction is 3 by 4. In the fractions 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4, denominators are same. Hence, they are like fractions. Now, come here. The circle is divided into 2 equal parts and one of them is shaded with pink color. Represent that in terms of fraction. And the fraction for this is 1 out of 2 part is shaded, therefore fraction is 1 by 2. In second circle, the circle is divided into 3 parts and 2 of them is shaded. Hence the fraction is 2 by 3. And here 3 out of 4 parts are shaded and the fraction is 3 by 4. Here the denominators are different. See here we have 2, 3, 4. They are different. And the fractions with different denominators are known as unlike fractions. Hence they are unlike fractions. Next concept is equivalent fractions. What do you mean by equivalent fractions? See here. We have a circle which is divided into how many parts? 2. And one of them is shaded. You have to represent that by a fraction, which is 1 by 2. Now, the same circle is divided into 4 parts. Then the fraction for the shaded portion is 2 out of 4 part is shaded. Hence, the fraction is 2 by 4. If we divide the same circle into 6 equal parts, then the fraction for the shaded portion is 3 by 6. See, 1, 2, 3. 3 out of 6 parts of a circle are shaded. If we divide the same circle into 8 portions, then the fraction is 4 by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 8 part of a circle are shaded. Now just observe the fractions here. 1 by 2, 2 by 4, 3 by 6, 4 by 8. They may look different, but they have same value. Why? Because they are representing the half of the circle, which is shaded. See here, 1 by 2, it is representing half of the circle. by 6, 4 by 8. It is also representing half of the circle. Hence they are equal. They are equal. These type of fractions are known as equivalent fractions. And the definition is equivalent fractions have the same value even though they may look different. For example, 1 by 2 which is equals to 2 by 4 which is equals to 3 by 6 which is equals to 4 by 8. If you have a fraction, then you can find equivalent fraction of the given fraction by using multiplication or division. For that, you have to choose a number, and that number you have to multiply or divide to the both numerator as well as the denominator of given fraction. See here, equivalent fraction using multiplication. Let us find equivalent fraction of some given fractions by using multiplication. See here, 1 by 3 is a given fraction and you have to find its equivalent fraction. Choose a number. I am taking here 2, and that number you have to multiply to the both numerator as well as denominator. See here, 1 into 2, 3 into 2 which is equals to, now just multiply, 1 into 2 we get 2 and 3 into 2 we get 6. 2 by 6 is our new fraction which is equivalent fraction of 1 by 3. And one more example we have here, 2 by 5. You have to choose a number and multiply that number, same number. You have to multiply to both numerator as well as denominator. I am taking here 4, multiply that to both numerator 2 as well as the denominator 5. Therefore, we get 2 into 4 which is equals to 8. 5 into 4 which is equal to 20. Therefore, 8 by 20 is the equivalent fraction of 2 by 5. Let's solve some more problems. Say here, we have 3 by 5 and we have to find its equivalent fraction. Choose a number. I am taking here 5 and multiply that to the numerator 3 as well as denominator 5. Then we get 3 into 5, we get 15. If I multiply this 5 to this 5, we will get 25. Therefore, 15 by 25 is the equivalent fraction of 3 by 5. See here, 12 by 16. You have to be careful when you are using division. See, you have to choose a number in such a way that both the numerator as well as the denominator should be divided by the same number. Here we have 12 and here we have 16. Both 12 and 16, they are divided by 4. Hence, I am taking here 4. Divide them by 4. 12 by 4, we get 3. 16 by 4, get 4. Therefore, 3 by 4 is the equivalent fraction of 12 by 16. Next, 1 by 4. Choose a number. I am taking 25. And I am using multiplication here. Multiply 1 into 25. We get 25. And 4 into 25. We get 100. Therefore, 25 by 100 is the equivalent fraction of 1 by 4. what we learned in our today's class. We learned about fraction. What is the definition of fraction? It is a part of a whole. And the types of fractions are proper fractions, improper fractions and mixed fractions. Like fractions and unlike fractions. What do you mean by like fractions? Fractions with same denominator are known as like fractions. And unlike fractions, fractions with different denominators are known as unlike fractions. Equivalent fractions. The definition of equivalent fractions is equivalent fractions have the same value even though they may look different. These are some questions on the basis of today's class. Try to solve them. Let's meet in our next class. Till then, be safe, be happy, keep learning.